going on, Jerome's? So the Minnesota Vikings could potentially use some depth at the cornerback position. You have the tragic and unfortunate passing of Kyrie Jackson, as well as a number of issues with injuries already so far in training camp. And we've already talked about Stephon Gilmore. Having experience with Brian Flores is going to be key. Plus, he can still do the damn thing at an advanced age. But what if I told you there was another cornerback out there who plays tough, physical, press man coverage, has experience with Brian Flores, and would be significantly cheaper than Stephon Gilmore? Enter J.C. Jackson, formerly of the Patriots as well as the Chargers. Let's talk about him today. Background: 28 years young, 6'1", $198. So he started his football career at Florida, and then things happened, and then he transferred to Maryland for 2 solid seasons in the Big Ten. Still ended up going undrafted in 2018. Landed with the Patriots, had a year of crossover with Brian Flores, helped the Patriots win a Super Bowl in his rookie year, and it's actually a really good story. So, UDFA made the 53-man roster, actually got on the field, had 3 interceptions as a rookie, and everything looked really damn good, right? And began to rise with the Patriots, ended up with 25 interceptions, his first stanza with New England. His peak season was as a restricted free agent in 2021. So, yeah, it's a good time to have a career year when you're looking to get paid. Now, the thing about Jackson is that he was Stephon Gilmore's running mate for his first 3 years in New England. And then after Gilmore left after the 2020 season, there were some questions. Could J.C. Jackson be a true cornerback one? But like we said, he truly answered them in 2021, where he had his peak. 80.3 PFF, grade 6 in the NFL, a 52.4 quarterback rating when thrown at, third best in the league, which is just pretty good. It's pretty damn good. Pro Bowler, second team All-Pro, and like we said, contract year, have your best season, and he got paid by the Chargers, a 5-year, $82.5 million deal. Now, it did not work out. Let's just say that. But what's been so interesting is, so it didn't work out with the Chargers, right? So he ended up playing only 7 games in LA. He had injuries in 2022, was benched, and then was traded in 2023 back to the Patriots after the Chargers agreed to basically pay his full salary last season. But it just didn't work out, mainly because Brandon Staley, the genius of Brandon Staley, had one of the better press man corners in the league, J.C. Jackson, who you just paid a ton of money to, and made him play a lot more off, made him play a lot more zone, which is not his bag. That's not his deal. And we said this before, like, bad coaches make players fit their scheme as opposed to tailoring their scheme to their players, right? So also, you knew that J.C. Jackson, he's not a zone guy. He's not an off man guy. Like, he is a true belt buckle to belt buckle, travel with your wide receiver one cornerback. Why did you sign him for that amount of money if you're just going to make him into Nnamdi Asomugha? I don't get it, man. But again, what was so interesting is basically the Chargers just threw Jackson under the bus. All right, so they put out everything possible to make him look really bad. Now, is some of it deserved? Probably so. But also, I feel like they've definitely doth protest. Like, this was on the official team website from Eric Smith, who used to be with the Vikings. Why the Bolts move on from J.C. Jackson. Blah, 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 blah. Writing on the wall, he was benched, blah, blah. It didn't work out for a myriad of reasons, blah. But it's just CYA. Cover your ass. And I think that's one of the reasons why JC, after being cut by the Patriots this year because they didn't want to pay him the $14 million he was due because of the stupid Chargers contract, I honestly think that could be a reason why Jackson hasn't gotten his another spot on a roster so far. Just because of the campaigning that the Chargers did to basically just toss him under the bus because things didn't work out. You can't just say, hey, maybe we overpaid a guy and then didn't play him in the manner that would better suit his abilities. You can't just say that. It's like, player was bad for the team. We had to apologize. Nah, it's ridiculous, man. But Jackson, physical, tough. Like we said, he is a true blue press man corner, belt buckle to belt buckle, and that's his game, and that's what he needs to be, and that's what Flores wants to do this year, so it does sync up stylistically. He's awkward in space. Like he doesn't have the quickness or the physical tools to be recovering out there in space. He does get a little bit grabby downfield. 30 career penalties, but as you've seen with Jackson when he was in New England with Belichick and also Yura Flores, successful in a structured environment. Like he became one of the better corners in the league in New England, and then everything fell apart with the Chargers because the Chargers under Brandon Staley were not a structured environment. We'll just say that. And Flores' familiarity. So this cuts both ways. So like we said, one of the reasons why Jackson maybe isn't on a roster right now is because of the campaign by the Chargers just to completely just go full-on Carthage on his ass, just completely salt the earth, right? But with Flores, like he knows Jackson, like he was on the defensive staff that had J.C. Jackson go from UDFA to making the 53 to becoming one of the better corners in the league, and that works in his favor because they know Flores would know like if Jackson could work out in this locker room, if Jackson could work out on the defense, but also, I mean, he would also know if he wouldn't work out, and that could be a reason why Jackson hasn't really been tied to the Vikings as of yet, because who knows, right? It's sort of like Odell Beckham Jr., familiarity with Kwesi, who is assistant GM with the Browns, as well as Kevin O'Connell, who is OC of the Rams, where, well, I mean, OBJ, like Kwesi was in the front office when they cut him. And then, Kevin O'Connell obviously won a Super Bowl with Odell Beckham Jr. Odell got hurt in the Super Bowl, but one of the reasons why the Vikings didn't bring him in is because they know him, even though they know him. Could be a spot like that. But it would be a low-risk, moderate-reward spot where, like we said, he has succeeded in a structure before, and he's not going to break the bank with the contract. He will be significantly less than Stephon Gilmore. Hell, it may even be like a league minimum deal with some incentives, but it would be a spot too where Flores, like, hey, if you cause any trouble, like if this is not working out, you will be gone very quickly. But we're going to bring you in. We're going to have you play specifically press man corner at the left cornerback spot, and we'll just go from there. It could be something like that. But like I said, my pie in the sky would be Stephon Gilmore, but if the Vikings want to keep costs down, even though they have the cap to make some moves right now, taking a shot on Jackson and putting him in a spot where it's like, hey, you specifically do this and nothing else, could work out. Who knows? But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings need to sign J.C. Jackson. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But next time, Skol Production Value.